the perspective of Dr. Seuss. There's a story I know about a place hard to find. Not really a place, it's more in the mind. To go there is tricky, and though you may look, you won't find it on maps or in any book. Not really a place you would take your vacations. There aren't many parties and few celebrations. To call this place home, most would not desire. I doubt that you'd move there when it's time to retire. It looks a lot like other places you'd go. The rain's just as wet. In the winter, there's snow. Like anywhere else, there's grass, dirt, and trees. They have the same birds and the same kinds of bees. But something feels different. Something's not right. Is the dirt just as dirty? Is the sun just as bright? Maybe the sky isn't quite the same blue. Do the cats still meow? Do the cows still say moo? Yes, something's different, but it isn't the trees, or the grass, or the dirt, or the birds, or the bees. It isn't the cats, or the way the cows moo. It's more about the children and the things they don't do. One thing that's different and rather unique, a lot of the children who live here can't speak. They don't express their emotions or look you right in the eye. There are few social graces like hello or goodbye. This place that is different but also the same, I learned that this place had been given a name. They call it the Spectrum, and not many visit. But a few have, and they say it's not much fun, is it? Like other places, the sun here is sunny, and the kids here will laugh when they think things are funny. Many will cry when something is sad, but the tears disappear when things make them glad. One of the children who doesn't yet speak has a heart filled with goodness. His name is Malik. He likes to pick flowers. He'll make a bouquet. When someone walks by, he'll give them away. It isn't uncommon for some kids to smile, but a few haven't smiled in a very long while. One little boy, whose name is Ramon, didn't know how to smile. He was always alone. Another young tyke, his name is Nathaniel. He has a best friend, his pet Cocker Spaniel. The dog's name is Sunny, with spots on his nose. He follows Nathaniel wherever he goes. When it comes to the girls here, there aren't very many, but one is quite special. Her name is Jenny, but she can't read or write. She's good at mathematics. She solves tough equations, logarithmic or quadratics. She doesn't talk much, but she knows how to speak. She was really quite chatty on Tuesday last week. Another young girl likes to talk about space. She'll talk anytime and at most any place. Amy's her name. She knows lots about Mars. She can tell you the names of 83 stars. Joey loves cars, mostly Chevy and Ford, but his true expertise is the Honda Accord. Gwen doesn't talk. They call that nonverbal, but she likes to make sounds like a hamster or a gerbil. Denny can't speak, but he has so much potential. For him, the right teacher could be so influential. If a child doesn't speak, it doesn't mean they're not smart. They might know quite a bit about music or art. On the topics they know, they can be quite specific. Mike, who likes oceans, prefers the Pacific. And then there's young Ned. We can't quite decide if speaking is something that Ned's even tried. His language is music, from the classics to rock. He can play any tune, from the Beatles to Bach. He can sing, play piano, even plays the percussion. His favorite composer, Tchaikovsky, the Russian. Though he's never been taught, not even one lesson. How Ned has these talents has everyone guessing. It's not just the boys who have talent or skill. Few people ever get talent like Jill. She's athletic and fast, could win any races, but she doesn't wear shoes because she can't tie her laces. She's as fast as the wind, though she runs without shoes. She could run the Olympics and I doubt she would lose. She starts every day with a vigorous run, each morning precisely at 5:21. In this land called the Spectrum, these kids are unique. You have signs of a genius in a child who can't speak. An artist with talent that's worthy of fame in a child still unable to tell you his name. These children are bright, just a little bit lost. Someone must help them, no matter the cost. But that isn't likely, at least that's how it seems, and a chance at tomorrow will only live in their dreams. But then, something happened in the darkness one night. In the distance appeared a mysterious light. As the strange light got closer, it danced in the sky, and soon you could see a small firefly. At first, only one, but soon there were more. According to legend, there were 80 plus 4. The night sky that just had been blacker than tar now filled with these creatures as bright as a star. With so many fireflies buzzing around, as you can imagine, they made quite a sound. But the sound was quite pleasant. It was more of a ring. Some say it sounded like humming or singing. The children were sleeping at that hour of the night, unaware that the darkness had been filled by the light. The first to awaken was little Nathaniel. Next up was Sonny, his pet Cocker Spaniel. He went to the window, and with his dog by his side, looking out in the night, his eyes opened wide. He was scared for a moment, but fear didn't prevail when he saw his dog Sonny start wagging his tail. Mike, who likes oceans, was the next to awaken. His ears liked the sound that the fireflies were making. Next up was Amy, who can name lots of stars. Right behind her was Joey, the expert on cars. The fireflies circled around the kids' heads as more of the children came out of their beds. When she was awakened, mathematical Jenny started counting the fireflies, about 120. It didn't take long for all of the rest to wake up from their slumber and roll out of their nests. With something this strange, you'd think it was scary, but it seemed that this made the kids feel a bit merry. Gwen, who enjoys making sounds like a gerbil, and good-hearted Malik, both are nonverbal, both smiled with amazement at the fireflies galore. They'd never seen anything like this before. A sight so inspiring for Ned the musician. In his head, he'd start writing a new composition. It would feature the cello, the oboe, and harp, called the Firefly Symphony, played in D sharp. Jill, who loves running and wants to win races, but doesn't wear shoes because she can't tie her laces, did not like being jolted from her slumbering nap, but she smiled as a firefly flew right in her lap. Soon all the children, with curious eyes, stared with delight at the bright fireflies. But one little boy, left standing alone, who was always unable to smile, Ramon. He stood in the distance. He felt a bit muddled, a little confused and even befuddled. Just then a firefly, its tail all aflame, flew to the boy and whispered his name. "Ramon, I'm your friend," the lightning bug said, as it danced in a circle around Ramon's head. A brightness and glow surrounded the child, and for the first time since never, he looked up and smiled. A couple more fireflies flew to Ramon, and for the first time, he didn't feel quite so alone. According to legend, what happened that night had the power to make magic and turn despair to delight. For the first time since never, the children could feel a special warm comfort and a trust that was real. In the air was a magic that you can't steal or borrow that gave to these children a chance at tomorrow. A chance they might learn, they might grow and gain knowledge, and who knows, they might even go on to college. For the first time since never, the children could know there was someone to help them discover and grow. That door with no key that was locked since forever, now unlocked and opened for the first time since never. And all just because of what happened that night when the fireflies came and turned darkness to light. When the fireflies came and made hope from despair and a future containing a what, when, and where. And for children like Gwen and the loving Malik, because of the fireflies, they'll learn how to speak. So this place that was hidden, and though you may look, was not on a map, nor in any book. This place called the Spectrum, where very few visit, it's not quite as dark as it once was, now is it? The fireflies came and unlocked the door and gave to the children a chance to maybe have something more. For Jill, the young runner who wants to win races, has someone to teach her how to tie up her laces. For kids who are lost, like little Ramon, now smiling and no longer quite so alone. Ned, the musician, and mathematical Jenny, and the boy who has so much potential, that's Denny. For them, it's a chance for a life that is better. Denny's learning to spell. Soon he'll know every letter. For children like Joey, the expert on cars, and Amy, who can name more than 83 stars. A world of new things they can start to discover. So much to explore, so much to uncover. When the fireflies came and unlocked the door and gave to the children a future and more. But I can't let the fireflies get all of the credit. It has to be said, and I'm glad that I said it. The fireflies had help. The truth must be known. What they did, they could not have done all on their own. The work that the fireflies do is amazing. Work that important is worthy of praising. But it's time to give credit where credit is due. The mysterious firefly helper is you. You hold the key that opens the door, that gives to the children a world to explore. The fireflies are awesome, you cannot deny, but you are the reason the fireflies fly. So while we are here at this fine celebration, we thank you with heartfelt, sincere jubilation. We're so glad you could join us for Laugh Yourself Blue. But now I will ask a small favor of you. Tonight, as you leave here and go home to your house, by yourself or perhaps with your partner or spouse, remember the kids and the difference we've made in each of their lives, the role that you've played. And perhaps tell your friends and tell their husbands and wives the difference you've made in so many lives. And the remarkable work that the Fireflies do could never take place if it wasn't for you. Thank you.